Yeah, hi, this is Mike Ginevra, and this is an essay about primarily about Carl Sagan and reflections that I had for. I'm a procrastinator, um, probably for 15 years or 20 years between when I started the core of the essay, which is thinking meditation on Sagan and some of the things that he said in Cosmos. And so between when I think thought about this and when I actually wrote it, and of all things, it was a Facebook entry from a friend of mine, Michelle, that really triggered my thought processes to finally sit down and where the keys going across the keyboard to sit down and write the essay I'd been thinking about for 15 or 20 years. So here it is, and away we go. Stardust. Are we such stuff? Again, I wrote this in 2009. As I lay down to sleep last night, I once again compulsively checked my social networking account, reaching out for friendship in the seemingly boundless ether of the internet. I noticed a reference to a quiz that calculates a person's value. Two people in my extended social circle had taken the test and received a response of $6.21. The figure and the context struck a chord within me, actually an anti-chord of disharmony and dissonance. I really do understand that these kinds of games are for fun, but our play, like a Freudian slip, can reveal something deeper about our lives and about our values. $6.21. I wondered what the source of that number, about the source of that number. And I remembered the calculation that appeared some years ago of the value of the chemicals that compose our bodies. As I recall, the original calculations was 2 or 4 times greater than the $6.21. Nevertheless, with the technological advances of the early 21st century and the impact of heartless downsizing, right-sizing, and workforce reduction, the $6.21 figure is a reasonable revision of the older data. $6.21 of complex chemicals of Stardust. About 25 years ago, Carl Sagan's Cosmos graced the Sunday night hours of my television viewing. I loved Cosmos. The soaring images and the brilliant technology resonated with a seemingly limitless possibility for humanity. Most of all, I loved watching and listening to Carl Sagan. I mean, he was the ultimate cool personality for the hot medium of television. His voice was mesmerizing, even in its hush, slightly slurred imperfections. He was the strikingly handsome and utterly brilliant interpreter of the scientific vision of the late 20th century. Night after night, I watched Sagan traveling through time and space on journeys I will never make to worlds I will never see. In the midst of all the brilliance and hope, Sagan recognized the shadow of our technological society, the possibility of utter self-destruction in the thermonuclear exchange and in the resulting nuclear winter. This shadow stalked Sagan and his fellow travelers through the series. Then one night, Sagan spoke movingly about the fate of humanity. He said that we humans are stardust, the complex molecular chemicals from stars exploding billions of years ago. His vision and his words soared as he described our collective quest to journey beyond the grasp of our home planet. We are the stuff of stars, we are stardust, striving to return to our ultimate home in the lights of the universe. At that moment, Sagan recalled the possibility of our own self-destruction as a species. He portrayed that self-inflicted Holocaust as unconscionable, the ultimate tragedy. His words wept even at the thought of such a destiny for humanity. Much later, as I pondered Sagan and Cosmos in my own journey through time and space, I felt an uneasiness, a dissonance in my very being. What are we? Stardust? A lofty word for the complex chemical debris of supernovae? If we're only stardust, what is our value? $6.21 in the social networking quiz. If we are only stardust, why is our self-destruction such an unconscionable tragedy? Behind Sagan's hypnotic words and vision lay a fundamental contradiction, perhaps the fundamental contradiction of Western society. If we are only stardust, we are matter, but we do not matter. If we are only stardust, we are only worth the $6.21 of the networking game. And our utter annihilation in a thermonuclear winter or in a carbon dioxide-induced summer only means the recomposition of our chemicals, ashes to ashes, dust to dust. Sagan's almost biblical words masked an ultimate denial of our importance, of our value in a silent, heedless universe. I still love Cosmos. I miss the brilliance and wonder of Carl Sagan. I wish that he were still here with us on our collective and lonely journey. However, I know that we are so much more than the dust of bygone stars, that we are so much more than the $6.21 of complex molecules. Our consciousness, our spirit, our souls bind us to a reality infinitely beyond the matter, the antimatter, and the Higgs boson particles of our scientific theories. In the words and vision of another brilliant and wonderful human being, Abraham Heschel, the central question of life is not what is man, but who is man. Despite the gender constraints of the English language, the answer to that latter question leads us on a journey beyond the stars to a home beyond the boundaries of an even limitless universe. Thank you. Mike.